It's time to look at stories that made it to the front pages of our dailies this morning. Now, starting off with Daily Trust. We have boldly there in Daily Trust in front. Many killed as gunmen attack Katsina villages. 2 policemen die in Bornu, Boko Haram strike. In Bornu's Boko Haram strike. And then at the top left, Edu Bagudu grilled as Senate opens 2025 budget defense. Address bandits influx, Afenifere urges southwestern governors, and northern groups demand VAT reduction to 3%. Still on Daily Trust, Nigeria seeks increased currency swap deal with China. An expert rates tax regime, court summons Fabemi and Tunjuju. Attacks, 1,000 Benue household displaced in 1 week, says Ali Ade governor. You'd find that on page 26. And on insecurity, FG rules out foreign mercenaries. These are the stories we have on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. Now let's take a look at Guardian. On Guardian this morning, we have on pediatric nutrition, health concerns over affordability, safety, and quality of infant meals. Lagos lowers FAC expectations, targets 2.3 trillion IGR. 2.3 trillion naira in IGR. And northern groups seek reopening of land borders. We have that on Guardian. Still on Guardian, Senate erupts as Edu 6 executive session on fuel subsidy proceeds. Budget faults 2025 budget, demands breakdown of TET fund and NJC allocations. Court summons Minister AGF over expectorate levy implementation. Still on boundary, FG sues for peace in Abia, Cross River renew hostilities. And MBS to unveil rebased GDP this month, takes 2019 as base year. Those are the stories we have on Guardian. Now let's look at Punch. Nigeria-China plan collaboration on military training and arms production. China announces grants for Nigeria and others to train over 7,000 military personnel. Senate grills finance minister over subsidy saving, and man jailed 2 years for defrauding American $345,000. Still on Punch, General Hydrocarbon account frozen amid $225 million debt dispute with First Bank. And Afenifere Igboho offers support as police squad combat Southwest bandits. All right, let's look at Blueprint. And on Blueprint, tinubu 6 increase in $2 billion China-Nigeria currency swap. Northern stakeholders again demand VAT reduction to 3%. We saw that on Daily Trust. NAS tackles ministers and MDAs at 2025 budget defense. My performance will speak for me, Governor Yusuf tells Ganduje. And then there on a poll, Nigerians want federal government to prioritize agri-economy and security. Then still on this assault, which we've been talking about all day, teacher arraigned over alleged assault on Lagos pupils. These are the stories we have on the front page of Blueprint. Do out to grab yourself a copy to keep yourself informed on the dailies. But now let's get into the studio as we have with us Nuruddin Abdullah, editor 21st Century Chronicle, as he joins us to review some of the headlines of today's papers. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to have you.
Good morning for having me.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the budget defense. What's your take on how it's going so far?
Yeah, so far so good, because even though it was late, last year by this time the budget I think has been assented to by Mr. President. But because of what happened last year, the 2024 budget has been extended up to June. For that disrupting the budget, January-December budget cycle, largely because of the poor implementation. So less than 40% of the budget has been implemented. So I think just the minister of the 2 key ministers, that of economy and budget, were there yesterday. So we hope to see, and we hope the senators will really probe the 49 trillion budget, you understand? Because, already there are so many speculations, so many hidden, and we hope again that another 15 trillion or 16 trillion single budget has not been hidden somewhere, you understand? So
All right. Now let's look at this Nigeria's 6 increased currency swap deal with China, and there's so much agreement that has been made with China that has made it to the news. Nigeria is planning collaboration on military training and arms production. We're seeking currency swap deal. There's also the deal with France. What's your take on the steps we're taking in the international front when it comes to bilateral relations? Are we doing ourselves more harm than good, or these are things that would actually favor Nigeria in the long run?
No, the currency swap, I hope now it will now work. You know, we have just renewed it after about 5 years or so. But the first time the Buhari administration signed with the Chinese government, you know, there was so much hype, but not much has been achieved. And how do you measure that? You look at the strength of our currency. Despite the majority of our imports come from China. And that is why the currency swap is key in smoothing the relationship and strengthening the naira. But unfortunately, the naira rose to almost 2,000 to a dollar, despite the swap. So people keep asking this question: what happened to the currency swap? You don't need to refer to the dollar. You don't need to get the dollar. So many companies left Nigeria because they could not repatriate their money. So many businesses were grounded. Parents could no longer send their schools and kids abroad for school. You can't seek medical attention abroad because of the scarcity of the dollar, you understand? So people keep asking, what is really happening? Majority of our imports, equipment, medicine, and what if you are from China. So we hope now President Tinubu will take this very serious with the renewal now. You understand? So that, you know, the naira will be strengthened. You understand? Since we don't need to get the pressure on getting the dollar on our forex reserve, you know, will drastically reduce if we do that. We hope that that can be achieved. But in terms of France, you know, you already saw the controversy. It has been majority of the parks. They were in the oil sector, particularly downstream sector, but majority of them they are left. What remains, particularly in the Sahel, is the security and defense. Almost like out of the 8 countries where they have security and defense pacts with, 6 countries have expelled them so far. French forces are only in Gabon and Djibouti now, as we're talking now, about 2,000 of them. The last country that expelled them is Ivory Coast, Senegal, and what have you. So there are areas that we can collaborate, but you know, when we are collaborating, particularly with a foreign nation who has been caught and uncaught, accused of so many atrocities across our, we should be wary of what we're doing, and it should be transparent enough so that we can build confidence of their citizens. Already that particular country has carved a niche for itself in a very negative note, particularly what is happening where they have spent almost 100 days. So whatever we are doing to avoid these controversies, you know, we have to be open and
transparent about the process.
And transparent in what we're doing.
All right, now, like you said, we have to be open with the countries we're partnering with, because we've seen other countries point out negative things that have happened. Seeing that, I don't know if you stumbled on the interview on Sunday where the Chief of Defense Staff was talking about foreign bodies having a hand in insecurity, and we're seeing now insecurity. The federal government rules out foreign mercenaries. What's your take on all these contradicting statements here and there? We're still seeing stories of gunmen killing people, insecurity here and there. See, Benue saying that 1,000 households have been displaced in 1 week in Benue State. So this insecurity is still playing out fully. And if our Chief of Defense has come to say, oh, you should look deeper into it, there's more to it than meets the eyes, and the government is ruling it out, you know, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think the revelation by the defense chief, you know, is not palatable, particularly for citizens like us. He's a general, 4-star general, you know, lamenting. And almost his statements at that interview with the foreign media, you know, lend credence to some speculation going around that a particular foreign country is involved in arming, training, and equipping these bandits. And look at it, in the last 1 month in particular, Boko Haram, that we thought they have been eliminated, technically, maybe physically, or even morally, are now back. Boko Haram, according to the CDS, now deploy reconnaissance drones. They deploy attack drones. and they invade super camps. Look at what they did in Damboa, in Borno State. It was a forward operation base. It wasn't just a checkpoint. They attacked the headquarters. Look at what they did in Borno the first day. Is it in Gajiram? They attacked a division, a police division, with hand grenades. Bandits, look at the Lakurawa end in Kebbi Sokoto area. Look at even Katsina. That's the real story today.
Yeah.
Look at Zamfara. They have devised a means. Before now, they invade villages, impose, kidnap, and whatever. But now, look at the style they are doing in Zamfara now. They burn down even the victims alive. You understand? Just last week, there were reports that a particular bandit imposed 170 million on some communities. In the same story now, the Ambazonian rebels are using about 4 border local governments, Trakum, Sardona, and 2 others in Taraba. All manner of underhand dealings, bringing commodities, selling it, and mopping arms, and what have you. So it's a source of concern, particularly for the security agencies. If Boko Haram can deploy reconnaissance drones, as revealed by the CDS, and again deploy attack drones, then what is the Nigerian army waiting for? They are racked up. That's it. We shouldn't now, the military, unfortunately, seems to be on the defensive. We only repel them. No, that shouldn't be the tactics. We only repel them. Look at the news. Repel them this, repel them there. No, you should take the war to them. You give them more leverage to plan, to even deploy reconnaissance drones, as defense chief said on an international TV. Deploy attack drones, then something is wrong somewhere.
All right. Something is indeed wrong somewhere, and like you said, it's unsettling the heart of Nigerians because Definitely. It's worrisome as to where the insecurity is going. Is it becoming worse? Obviously, if these people are this sophisticated, Nigerians safe.
At the same time, the presidency is buying SUVs, armored SUVs for generals, retired generals. Then it seems that something is wrong somewhere, or something more deadly is looming. Because now, okay, the retired generals need to leave or need to move about in armored SUVs. Remember that the environment is what you and me.
Well, we hope and we pray that, you know, they would really look into the security issues and put Nigerians first.
We hope so.
For once.
They should do that.
They should do that. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always good to have you, bringing in your fresh perspectives. We appreciate your presence a lot. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right, we've come to the end of the show this morning. We're just having a newspaper review with Nuruddin Abdullah, editor to 21st Century Chronicle, where we looked at, you know, critical stories that made it to the front pages of the newspapers this morning. I hope we've been able to keep you informed, and do well to grab yourself a copy, you know, to keep yourself informed as well. We've come to the end of Daybreak this morning. Thank you so much for sticking around. To everyone who called in on the show today, thank you so much for your inputs, and thank you so much for taking your time out to call us. It was good to have you join us today this morning. Well, my name is Lilian Ogazi. Do have a great day ahead. Bye for now.